Your talk.
Hey, true believers and fellow theme park enthusiasts. I'm on both channels today. Englentine here, of course. We are going to be talking about this big movie dump that happened just recently. Everybody else got their 2 cents in last night. I was going to do a live stream last night, and then I went on YouTube and everybody and their brother, here's all the stuff about Marvel. Here's all the stuff about Marvel. I get it. You want to be first, but I felt, it'll just be white noise. I don't know if in all honesty, though, because I knew I was going to be talking about this today, I didn't watch any of them. Sorry, guys. Even Comics Division, whom, I usually do watch. I just kept out of it because I don't like to be, I don't like to parrot. So let's see. Good to see you too, Tahilium. And we've got Maranya saying doesn't have quite the ring of Mary Marvel, the Mary Marvel Marching Society. Yep. I get the feeling my excitement is about to die.
I'm surprised.
Okay, first of all, you got to realize I am the guy who is usually positive towards all Marvel movies, DC movies, whatever. I can usually find something to love, except for you, you birds of prey mother. You got. Yeah.
McGregor was the star of that movie. There was no other characters in that movie, as far as I'm concerned.
Birds of Prey sucked. It sucked so freaking hard. And the worst thing about it, the worst thing is the same thing I'll say about Catwoman. They will now never make a Birds of Prey movie. They will never make a Birds of Prey movie. And that is why that movie is it's not just bad. It's freaking evil. They will never make a Catwoman movie. Why? Because the movie they called Catwoman, excuse me, you can't see my air quotes.
Had nothing whatsoever to do with Catwoman.
Had nothing to do with Catwoman, exactly. And the same way with Birds of Prey. God damn it. Why did I put myself onto this?
Because it needed to be fed, so.
For our entertainment, that's why you did it.
Yeah, but that's how I feel about that. But yeah, usually I'm very positive as far as the superhero movies are concerned. I even watched Batman and Robin multiple times because I could not believe it was that bad. I remember when I saw it, I went to my friends. I was working projection at the time. I went to my friends. One of them was the manager. He goes, "How was it?" And I said, "Oh, no." And he comes back, "Oh, it was really good." We saw 2 different movies, man.
No, Batman and Robin, that's the one with Alicia Silverstone, right? The rival at Batgirl.
So I can be negative towards some stuff, and I'm going to be negative towards some stuff today. Should I be sharing out this video that got put out at all, or should I just, or should we just talk about it? What do you guys think?
Is it your own channel video?
No, okay. Somebody put out.
Yeah, then we're not going to show their video. We'll just talk about it.
Yeah. Because either way, I don't think we would.
You could show some clips if you want to.
Why is it Warner Brothers just sucks complete ass with the DC films? Well, okay, see, if you said just sucks ass, okay, fine. But you said complete, and I do have to bring up Aquaman. I do have to bring up Wonder Woman.
Yep.
And there are Shazam, Joke. Yeah, there are good things out there. They're
getting better.
Even in most of the bad films, there is something to like. You might hate Suicide Squad, but damn, they nailed Captain Boomerang so perfectly. I would have just liked to actually have seen him boomerang.
Jai Courtney as Boomerang? Yes.
Yeah. I would have liked to have seen him actually throwing the boomerangs. He instead used them as fighting, like I want to see him.
Like I said, I like having him in the movie, but I also like having a Flash to take him down, for the movie.
Which we saw in what was it, Justice League, or was it
just I don't know if it was he in Justice League?
No, it was Superman, Batman. Even that movie had some good things in it. And I watched those films. They're fine. But yeah, overall, when it comes to DC versus Marvel, as far as the whole thing is, Marvel's won that battle. Wow. What really ticked me off about that, and Warner Brothers is like that, by the way. Warner Brothers and Universal cannot get out of their way sometimes. I remember when I was a projectionist and we had this big premiere of Flipper, the movie, and there were just Universal executives all over the place. And I was telling them about how excited I was because I got a trailer for a movie called The Frighteners. And I said, two movies you guys are making now. I said, here, there's 2 movies coming out that look absolutely fun, if not fantastic. One of them was Frighteners, and the other one was Dragonheart. And I said, but you've got Dragonheart. Yeah, I don't know why I'm tapping my wrist like there's a watch. You guys have Dragonheart coming out in 3 weeks, and I have only received 2 trailers. Why am I not showing? I could be showing this, and I would, because I love the trailer that I saw all up and down. And they said, yeah, we decided not to push that as hard.
Why?
And Dragonheart ended up being better.
And then I said, yeah, but it's the same thing with Frighteners. I've got like 2 trailers from that. And I think it's going to be one of the best movies this Halloween. And he says, oh, no, we're releasing that during the summertime.
Why?
And they did. I was like, what the fuck are you guys thinking about? It's amazing.
It's because, for whatever reason, the executives of these companies don't actually like or know or care about movies. And it baffles my mind. Of all the industries you could buy your way into, why wouldn't you pick an industry that you at least gave 3/8 of a fuck about?
Like so Universal, Warner Brothers is the same way. Sometimes the problem with Warner Brothers, though, is that they are more into studio interference. Like, first of all, they are one of those that put up a board. These are the A-list actors. This is who we want. And that's who we're going to push for. So you'll see, that's why you got the Michael B. Jordan Superman announcement. Even Michael B. Jordan knows he's not Superman, but because he's an A-lister, his name's on the board of. That's why you would hear rumors that they were considering Jack Black for Green Lantern. Yeah,
I'll just say it. If they do a President Superman, with the race swap, Superman, they should get either Idra Elbas. Or you should get the guy who played Black Lightning on the TV series, since that TV series is over now. CW canceled the show.
And he's pretty good at it. But yeah, I understand the track record's not good. I just was because you said complete. Yeah. Let's see. LK saying Marvel got lucky with Iron Man. Yeah, it is a basic story, and it really was the
Iron Man is actually what I think that was like the best film out of the whole entire thing. And when it launched, and then after that, they're like, we got to do a group thing. And I just felt like, as much as people love Avengers, there's certain scenes where I just felt like there's too many people on screen.
I have the exact opposite problem. I wish they would just go with it already. Like, give me the weirdness that I come for, please. Give me the cosmic. Give me the metaphysical. Give me all the weird stuff. That's what I come for.
I'm so happy that.
But you need a 3-hour movie, though.
I'm so happy that since Iron Man, they decided, why not? It's comic book movies. Let's be comic book movies. As much as I did like the X-Men, and I did actually enjoy the director's cut of Daredevil with Ben Affleck. I do think that back in the 2000s, when everything was grim and blah, and nobody wanted to admit they were comic book movies, it was ridiculous. I mean, it absolutely was ridiculous. Say what you will about Batman and Robin. He steered into the whole TV show aspect of it. He steered into the comic book, the cartoon aspect of this show. You got to give that to him. And I love the fact that we're getting that to a certain extent nowadays. As far as this big Marvel push, I got to tell you, and I'm going to bring up this video. I'll
just say this. If you're going to do a Flash movie, you basically learn from look at the John Wesley Ship Show. Even though that was so corny, I'd rather have an established older Barry Allen becoming the Flash. That way, when you get the younger Wally, it makes more sense. Not where he's like the same age as you.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it really does. I think it helps out on that. I'm a big fan of the Flash TV show. I don't get the hate that it gets.
Well, the only thing that my problem is with Wally. Wally's the same age as him, almost the actor. I think they're almost the same age.
Yeah,
or they looked exactly. Wally should always be like he's younger, way younger than him. Especially if Wally's getting his powers, he should be 14 years old, 15, 16. He shouldn't look like he's like he's the same age, almost 30 years old, just like the other actor.
Yeah, but I don't get why the Flash gets all this hate, that kind of stuff. I think it's a great show. And here's something. The Flash is one of the only or the first TV show that truly steered into the comic book aspect of it. The first time you see King Shark on the screen, it's like, okay, all bets are off, are out there. It is just going for it. I love it.
King Shark. Now the doors are open. And
Well, they reverse. They reverse Flash.
Yeah. As soon as you get the ridiculous, Reverse Flash is one thing, but as soon as you bring on Grodd, as soon as you bring on King Shark, as soon as you bring on the more ridiculous aspects of Flash lore, that's when you know that they're in for it 100%. Yeah, they've got to throw in the romantic angles for others, but that is absolutely what makes this fun and
because
exciting.
TV drama, basically.
Well, I like that they did Flashpoints. That was the best thing.
Barker is saying Angleton VENKMAN is going to hate me for this, but screw him. I think Arrowverse is the best DCEU. At least, you know what? I can't argue that, Chris. I actually am a big fan of the DCEU. I'm a big fan of the Arrowverse. I think aside from some aspects of Supergirl, which drives me freaking nuts, I liked that for at least 3 seasons, and then I think I started hate watching it. You know, when it became. I
think we all know the best DC universe that's not in the comics so far has been the Paul Dini versus Tim DC animated universe.
Yes, that's a good pull. That is a good pull. Absolutely, the Diniverse is the best version,
especially the animated, because you got Batman Beyond involved in there too. Plus
that's what he's talking about. That whole thing. You've got Batman Beyond, Justice League, the Batman Adventures.
My only complaint for Justice League is the fact that they decided not to go with Hal. They chose John. I mean, I can live with that. But
I had no problem
when you choose Wally over Barry. Mm-hmm. I'm like, Barry's Justice League. Why is Wally in there?
That was Barry. That was Barry Allen. It
was Wally.
No, that was Barry Allen.
There's
act like Wally West.
No. You look at it. He takes off his hat. He's a ginger. He's a redhead. And it was Justice League season 1 when Thanagargans attacked. They all had to go undercover into civilians. And he's like, and then they had because Wally West. He said. What about
they call him Wally a bunch of times? Yeah, it is Wally.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
No, it was Wally in there. And that's always there's even a plot where they had.
But at the time, Wally West was the Flash.
I know.
League,
in the comics, I guess it made sense, but the people are like, you're like, okay, where's Barry? Is Barry dead? They don't mention it whatsoever of Barry and any of the Flash stuff. I mean, they even in the Superman cartoon they had in the 90s. They had Wally show up. It wasn't Barry when they raced.
I think it is very, I don't know, indicative of my live streams that this is all about the massive Marvel movie dump. And we haven't talked anything about the Marvel news.
What are they dumping on us now? Because the only thing I've ever heard is Wonder Woman's coming out.
That's DC.
That's the first one they're going to do. They're going to drop.
Did you not see the big announcement for Marvel movies?
I've been trying to read comics, bro.
I've been trying to read.
You missed the mother of all news dumps there, VENKMAN. Like the entire slate for Phase 5, pretty much, and all the new TV shows on top of everything we already had.
I heard. Well, it's like I said, the TV stars. WandaVision has been getting the most positive feedback and push. They've been online that I've seen. I've never seen anybody hating on that. Miss Marvel got, oh my gosh, you're not Muslim enough.
That's actually kind of what they said about. And by the way, watch that video. I made a video on this channel about it. Please, guys, check that out. I want that. Look, I did a video about what was it? The Mariko Tamaki, and that almost went to 1,000. I'm trying to get that 4 digits again because it's been 2 freaking years. This channel's been shadow banned, and I think I'm finally going to start breaking through. But damn, fingers crossed, fingers freaking crossed. But check it out. I did a video on the Ms. Marvel, so please watch that as well as the Green Lantern. I'm going to have a follow-up video to that coming out pretty quick here. We will be talking about Marvel. I promise you that's what this is all about.
You know what I know pastime is online? Whenever I see an artist says, like, what should I draw today? I said, draw Mariko Tamaki with a soul. That's my new thing because if you can draw her, and actually make her look decent and actually, you know, not all angry and stuff. Because she every picture you see Mariko Tamaki online, she looks angry, or she smiles like Roseanne. She got that she-devil thing going.
Let's see. Mark McKeever saying he enjoyed the 2 only seasons of Green Lantern animated. I have not yet seen that, but that's on the DC.
I didn't give her the style art,
universe.
but
WandaVision. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get to stuff. Shut up. We're gonna get to stuff like that in just a moment. I laughed out loud that Santa Amanat had the most screen time during the Ms. Marvel reveal video.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's not even Willow Wilson. You know, the one that actually created it, the one that shouldn't have been writing the character. Once again, I'm not going to repeat my video. Please watch that video. But that was something I talked about, how I thought that G. Willow Wilson was the wrong writer for Ms. Marvel. But then again, I think Marvel's the wrong studio for her, because they do not allow minority characters to have flaws at Marvel anymore.
So what was the Disney dump that they was that today?
Alrighty, let's get to that. There's this whole video that they've been talking about here, and they went through the entire Phase 5 slate for Marvel. The first thing they brought up, because it's coming out in January, is the WandaVision. The TV show starring Scarlet and Vision. This trailer that comes out blew me the hell away. I loved every bit of it, man. I'm watching this, and it gave up a little bit about all the stuff that's going on. At first, I thought this was a world created by Wanda. Vision died. Yeah. She's created this world where Vision is alive and everything. I did not get that feeling from this. Dalton, you saw the preview, right?
Yeah. I still think that it was her power that created it. My money is on them introducing an Agatha Harkness type character. Maybe they'll actually do Agatha Harkness, and basically, I'm betting that Wanda went to Agatha being like, I want an escape from this. I want, you know, my life back. I want Vision back, yada, yada, yada. And Agatha Harkness took that request and she twisted it, is what I'm thinking happened.
Well, here's the thing.
So that she could have her own control and
whatnot. So she does her thing. Okay, first of all, the whole preview starts off and it looks like a 1950s sitcom, which I'm thinking Wanda's like 30, so that would have been 1990 that she was born. But okay, that's neither here nor there. But it is her and its Vision living in this 1950s sitcom. She meets up with Monica Rambeau. She says, "Who are you?" And she's like, "I don't know." And then we get scenes of like a military coming after them. If we bring in Harkness, if we bring in somebody like that, do you think this is them trying to break through Wanda's own mental shields and try to bring her back to reality?
Either that, or this is the military from inside the fantasy world, and it's sort of like a firewall or an antivirus kind of thing, where she starts to wake up and the fantasy like adjusts itself to try and push her back. And that also might explain why in the previous trailer we kind of bounced from sitcom style to sitcom style. Maybe she breaks through the Dick Van Dyke or Bewitched style one, and then we move to a 70s style sitcom, and then she breaks through that and we move into the 80s style sitcom and so on. And I honestly, as a fan of old school sitcoms, as somebody who grew up on like daytime sitcom reruns and TV Land and stuff and Nick at Night, I'm all game for that. I just hope it's not the entirety of the thing. I hope we get some weird cosmic stuff, because this is supposed to tie into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and what basically amounts to Spider-Verse now. So I'm hoping that this is maybe like the first 2 or 3 episodes is the sitcom parody stuff, and then once she full on wakes up and she has her mental breakdown, as Scarlet Witches want to do, then we'll get into kind of the you broke the multiverse with your mood swings as per usual, Wanda.
So she's holding her stomach in one area, though. I'm trying to find it here. be. I wonder, are they saying that she's pregnant? Is that
Yeah, the kid. There's a scene in the other trailer where she's holding a baby. So I'm assuming
okay? So
they're setting up Wiccan and Speed.
Yeah, they're going to bring the kids in. But yeah, I also this is the military coming in, and they're saying this is our home, this is we're going to fight for it. Of course, I did love the fact right here we've got the FBI agent. I forget his name. He's on fresh off the boat. I like him. I think he can be funny. But once again, you mentioned you think this is done by their power or her power. It could be that she's created this area that in a place that she shouldn't have, and they're trying to come in and break it down. She's actually the bad guy in this. Yep. Not that she's trying to do anything evil, but she might actually be causing more problems.
Yeah, the usual Scarlet Witch's mood swings break the universe kind of stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. LK saying Kamala is an insert of Sanaa. She created her. Oh, I thought it was Willow Wilson. Anyway, she also has a co-credit in every book. There's a reason why she's at the forefront. Okay. Fleischer style animation for What If. Yeah, we're gonna get to that, man. I think the only thing that really didn't grab me, says Chris, is the What If. WandaVision looks like fun mind bender. Has potential to be different from anything else. What got jumping in my chair? Yeah, we're going to get to other stuff as well as we move on here. Maybe the reality is the prison so that Wanda doesn't use that wild talent of hers to its full potential. That's a way to look at it. You do give her this world where she is in control, or at least she thinks she is. And by doing that, then she's
bound to it.
Yeah. That and maybe that would be why you bring in Agatha Harkness to kind of mess with her mentally. That might actually be one way to do it. But I watched this video, and by the end, I'm like, oh, I am so in. I am so freaking in.
Yep. I even really liked the song choice was Daydream Believer by the Monkees.
And
Homecoming Queen.
Okay, so then we move on to your movie, Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness. This really was just a cast announcement. There wasn't much to it. It was just like, hey, and it's coming out, and it's going to be directed by Sam Raimi, and it's going to star this guy and that guy. I guess. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
That actually looks kind of good because
I got to admit, yes,
they're starting him off as Falcon in there before he starts putting on the suit, Captain America suit. Because I was afraid they're going to rush it.
See, but the thing is, I don't want him to take the suit. Him taking the suit never worked. And honestly, I really like the framing of Falcon and Winter Soldier together, kind of being needed to balance out Steve, because people forget this, but Steve had the super soldier serum. There is no super soldier anything apart from maybe Bucky's cyborg arm.
Bucky, I thought Bucky did have super soldier serum in him.
Wasn't it like a weakened, diluted, off-brand version?
Maybe it is, but the thing is, the Falcon doesn't. So the Falcon in no way, shape, or form should be doing any of Captain America's stunts or tricks. He can't throw the shield the same way, which I did see. We all saw that preview where he threw the shield. He cannot throw the shield with the same strength that Captain America does.
No way in any way whatsoever. But I like this is why I wasn't so down on Falcon and Winter Soldier when it was announced first, because I like the idea of them kind of forming this buddy cop duo of vigilantes to basically the two of them together amounting to one Steve. I don't like the idea of Bucky's going to get sidelined at some point and Sam is going to take over, or even necessarily Bucky taking over. I've never liked that idea because it always
I don't want
over Captain America.
I don't want anybody to call themselves Captain America. Falcon.
The only person that took over originally was Bucky. Bucky for a while took over, and Bucky used a gun. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
to
and even
compare
that didn't work.
Okay.
So yeah,
It was
But-
brought up in the comments, so I do want to
Yes.
bring up this
our
that
national treasure.
our national treasure, America Chavez, is
Yes.
in Doctor Strange.
and now for the reaction of my heart and soul.
Yep. If that issue of what was it called, Vengeance, didn't hit the speculator big time before, it now will. This looks like a good buddy cop movie, in all honesty, or TV show. Or whatever. I'm very happy that they're not calling it Cap and Cap and Bucky or Captain and the America and the Winter Soldier. It's Falcon, and it should always be Falcon. The one thing I've always not liked about giving Falcon Captain America's shield wasn't so much that part of it. It was the fact that he gave up his own identity to be someone else. And I thought, especially the fact that they called it a promotion. Falcon is a decent character. I like Falcon. I like reading the comics when it was Captain America and the Falcon.
The thing with Falcon, though, he loves flying to that stuff, and he had to give up his wings to be Captain America.
Well,
and the reason he did, because Captain America had his serum stolen from him, so he was an old man, or he was commander of S.H.I.E.L.D.
But he didn't give up the wings in the comics either. But
No,
it's just the identity part that's always bothered me. Because I actually, I got to admit, I kind of like the look of the Captain America Falcon hybrid suit. I liked that. It was patriotic. I enjoyed it.
They should have called him Falcon America then.
Let's see. Too bad Breen isn't here. Of course, that was the thing. Falcon and Winter Soldier looks cool, kind of like superhero Jason Bourne type deal. The new Falcon suit looks like the best one yet. It really is cool. One thing I didn't like, and we just saw a little bit of it. He goes, "So what's the plan?" And Falcon just smiles. "No plan then?" And he just smiles. Like, look, you bitch. All right, you know what? I'm going home. You know what? I'm not going to jump into anything without knowing what we're getting into. Have a good day, Falcon. You, all right? You and your smiling little smirking. I'm going to knock that shit off your face.
The drama.
With my bionic fucking arm, all right? You're not Cap. I can take you. And that's true, Bucky.
My only thing is that I might be burned off from watching Anthony Mackie play Anthony Mackie in every single role he does. He's got the Will Smith kind of thing going there. I watched him in what was it, Altered Carbon season 2?
Yeah.
And I just got the same thing. I was like, it's a Falcon. That's all it is. That's the way he acted and everything. He even in the movie with Crossbones.
Some people are.
It's the same.
Actors,
yeah. It's like Samuel L. Jackson. You get every movie is Samuel L. Jackson yelling and screaming.
Yep. But yeah, that is a pretty cool. And I love the stunt where he goes under the truck. That was cool. Flying scenes look great. And then it's just like, hey guys, remember this movie? Still coming out. I mean, literally, that's as much love they give to the Black Widow. And then they move on to Loki. And let's see, we brought up the cast here.
Did they show a trailer for Loki?
They did.
Yeah, they did. First of all, Owen Wilson is in this, and Gugu Mbatha Raw. I like her as an actress. She was in the first Creed, I think it was. Richard E. Grant. I don't know who Wumi Mosaka is, or Sophia Di Martino, or whatever you call it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna get.
I didn't get this one. I mean, I watched it. I'm like, okay, that looks interesting. What the freaking hell is going on here?
This one I can explain. Loki. What's going on with Loki is basically when he did his little time jump thing with the Tesseract and tried to escape in the past. It ticked off Marvel's basically equivalent to the Time Cops, otherwise known as the Time Variance Authority. Okay. And now Loki is a prisoner / assistant to the Time Variance Authority, and it's going to involve multiverse shenanigans, basically.
Okay. Okay. Did anybody look at this and go, did he just go to Iron Man #1? I got to admit, when I saw him laying in the sand here, I thought, did he time travel to Iron Man #1? Obviously not, because he wakes up and he sees he sees like other people than Tony Stark or anything, and it was like, okay, all righty, let's see how this pans out. I gotta say, I loved Owen Wilson here.
Yeah.
Because he plays it very close to the vest while still being Owen Wilson. They didn't give us the wow, but yeah, it looks kind of interesting. Although there's a lot of what the hell is going on. It's like they're giving us ideas of what this is about without telling us what it's about. So it's kind of intriguing at the same time. It's kind of irritating. I was like, okay, I'm in because it's a Marvel thing. Hopefully they'll give us a little bit more. I don't want to know everything. I just want to know what's the basic storyline, what's going on. Loki
is an anti-hero time cop is basically all you need to know. It's their job to like maintain the natural flow of time, and Loki is of course gonna roll up in there and be all trickstery because he's Loki.
I want to know, however, is because you always see the speculators go nutso about things. Is the Loki runs for president thing gonna go crazy now because of this image right here? I mean, that's right out of the freaking comic. We saw this. This is right out of the comic book. That looks pretty sweet. I saw that. I was like, all right. I can see that. Let's see. Loki looks like fun. Says Zach. I like Anthony Mackie. I honestly wish that he'd been the recast for Rhodey instead of dull old man Don Cheadle. Yikes. I could have gotten behind that casting choice, says Zach, and I think Roxxon Corporation is involved somehow with Falcon or with Loki. Probably Falcon. I don't think like time thing is Roxxon.
Yeah, that's a little above the Roxxon peg right there.
I got something to question. At the end of this, where you see Loki jumps out of the plane, I'm thinking, and he teleports back using the Bifrost. Are they making a nod to the guy who robbed the bank, went on the plane and jumped out?
Yeah, but can he? DB Cooper.
Yeah, no, right?
Yeah,
I think it's an homage to the thing from the first Avengers movie where it talks about what would happen to one of the Asgardians if they fell out of a plane, like the Hulk.
Okay.
Well, all I gotta say is Loki looks a lot in this show or movie, whatever they're doing. It looks more like he's number 5. He's working for the corporation. He's
okay. Next up, now when they made the announcements, this was what I was most excited for, and that is What If. And I have to agree, I love the look of this. I really do. This looks hot. Stories, I'm like, okay, what are you gonna do now? My favorite What If stories are the ones that stem off of the movies or the TV show. In this case, it's going to be the movies, but the comics. So it would say like, what if Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four, and you actually see the scene where he makes the decision. And I think that's something that they should do. So why is it that they're going with Sharon Carter here to be Captain?
Peggy.
Yeah, Peggy, excuse me. I want to know what made it so instead of going with an American soldier, they went with a British one. I would want to see the decision behind it. And that's where I think it, because otherwise it's Marvel Elseworlds. Because Elseworlds was all about, we're just going to tell different kind of story with DC characters. Marvel was all about that. Where
here's a premise. Now let's see how far we can run with it.
You come to the fork in the road. Did they turn left? Did they turn right? Now this is, we know what happened when they just went on the straight. We know that story, but we're going to tell you one of these stories instead. DC is, here's a different take on the character. And that's the way I think it should be. If they nail that, then I'm in 100%. Like I said, that is a cool scene, ladies and gentlemen.
It looks like a good movie as far as story-wise, but the animation I just can't get behind.
I'm way not agreeing with you on that.
Yeah, the animation is probably my favorite part of this, to be honest. Because
what is it called? I think is it rotoscope or something where they film the actors and then they animate over them. That's what it looks like.
It looks like Snapchat filter.
It's what it looks. Yeah, well, that's kind of what it is. But yeah, it that's what they looks like they did. Now on this one, I have a problem with the whole premise of them picking up T'Challa instead of Guardians guy.
I gotta ask though.
Star-Lord. What is his name? God damn it.
Peter Quill.
Peter Quill. Thank you. Okay, so the whole point of them picking up Peter Quill was that he was Ego's son.
Yeah, part
So why
Celestial.
the freaking hell would they need to pick up T'Challa at all? Seriously.
Unless in this alternate universe, Ego decided to impregnate a person from Wakanda, and T'Challa is his kid.
That would be one way. They could. Hey, I got one. They could have picked him up because they went over Africa looking for food, and they found the kid. They were going to eat him.
He was
Because remember, many times in the first movie he said,
Yeah, we should have eaten you, yada yada yada.
Yep. So that might actually be the original plan was to eat T'Challa, and they
so he was looking for Brandy, and he found Moesha.
Oh, there you go. Serious, if you go back to classic books, Rhodey is more Mackie than Cheadle. Cheadle is even more stick up the butt than Terrence Howard. Howard says Branya. There's also going to be hyped up because this was the last thing Chadwick Boseman did. I just hope it isn't jerky like Spider-Verse. Yes, I was one of the 10% who found the animation off-putting. That's LK, and the animation.
Speaking of Spider-Verse,
yeah, since they did that, they did that actually
with the Kingpin, how he looked in the animation, towards the fights toward the end, it got a little like queasy for me. I was like, okay, is this the artwork and then animating it?
Philistines, and I don't know, but some of these look interesting, and I like that Iron Giant look there, by the way, and they look pretty cool. I love the bit where Zombie Cap throws his shield. Oh gosh, tell me that doesn't geek you out, guys, with a watcher, and that is just awesome.
That's fun. Yep,
that really is.
That's what I come for.
Yeah.
Wait, is that small little version supposed to be Steve Rogers?
Yeah, the small guy. Yeah, the little guy. This right here, I was like, oh, so cool. That was just a great scene. It really is. So,
basically, my question is, if Peggy is Captain America, are the Lady Liberators keeping an eye on her?
Well, yeah, right. Okay, so my problem with this is, why would Steve Rogers be a part of the equation?
Yeah.
If they go with Sharon, who was already on the project.
Peggy,
thank you.
Yeah, she'd be Britain. Yeah, Captain Britain.
If they go with Peggy, why is Steve Rogers even in it? Why is he a consideration? What, there's got to be more to this. Did Steve? I guess in order for him to be there and all, the way I would write it is that it got right up to the point they're going to
chickened out.
He chickens out, and Sharon goes, "Oh bother!" and she just jumps in, boom, and they go ahead with it for some reason. But
you did it again, by the way.
Did I say Sharon?
Yes.
Agent Carter. I'll just call her Agent Carter. That way,
Go.
There's a Sharon. There's a Peggy. I don't know. Anyway,
there's Agent 13.
I'm just sad that I will not get to see the good stuff here because they can't give normal people a break and put it on Disney cables. Also, no, they have to cater to the streamer crowd.
Well, we have to justify putting all that money into making a streaming service in the first place. So,
man, so far so good. I'm actually enjoying.
Don't worry, it'll I know it's a lot of stuff that's on Disney Plus. Sometimes, like the cartoon stuff, will actually make it way to Walmart
or YouTube clips.
Yeah,
like the Hulu Animaniacs. I've seen so many clips of the new 2020 Animaniacs on YouTube now.
And actually, they've been doing on YouTube. Like Marvel itself is uploading full episodes of their Disney cartoons.
Okay, so they made an announcement that I absolutely 100% will be watching Shang-Chi. Not that I wasn't, but something came up and they said
Michelle Yeoh, that's why.
they said, "Hey, Anglantine, if you ever had second thoughts, here's a reason you're going to go into and watch this movie." So yeah, Michelle Yeoh's going to be in it, and yeah, there you go. All righty.
Wasn't she just in Milan?
I don't care.
That's all England needed. Oh, I'm going to have an Asian waifu. Done.
For the last 25 years, man, I saw Super Cop and went, oh, okay.
and then we get Miss Marvel.
We're gonna get to that in just a sec. Okay, so Shang-Chi, we've seen the sets. I've wanted to see this ever since I saw that short that they did about the 10 rings. And you know, it's like, oh, the Mandarin wants to see you. Okay, fine, great. I'm glad, and please make him Asian. You know, just I understand that modern day says if it's not a white male, then it can't be a villain. But please make him Asian.
I would have loved to have Shang-Chi meeting with Danny Rand. That
would be nice. Yeah.
Also, while we're on the topic of the Mandarin, give me my space wizard, god darn you. I want the Mandarin to be the over to the top space wizard. I don't want him to be a businessman. Make him the over to the top space wizard, darn you.
That would be fun. Ming-Na Wen would have been my pick. You know what? I can't argue with that either. Ming-Na Wen is actually age appropriate. Michelle's Yeoh's a little bit older than I am, but Ming-Na Wen, we are the same age, and yet
Michelle Yeoh.
Yet I have done this with my body, and
she ages, but her body doesn't.
I know, right?
It's crazy.
I have not yet noticed that. What are you talking about? All righty, yeah, let's move on. And they didn't really do much for this either. It's like, hey, we're gonna have Ms. Marvel. Congratulations, Iman Vellani. Which, yes, I made a video all about this. Please check it out. It is on the channel, where I go off on why are you guys getting mad at this girl? Or it's not even anything but rumors. Seriously, they're mad at rumors, and that's all. So here, really, they're just talking about the popularity of Ms. Marvel and how she became one of the most prominent characters and one of the most popular characters very quickly, and yada yada. I understand not with this
with whom and why and how, other than astroturfing.
Does anyone ever get that feeling whenever they see Kevin Feige or Feige, whatever? He just looks like he's on drugs. Like he's just there. He's just like he's got the happy pill in his eye. He's like, "Hey guys," he's really forcing that smile.
Well, whatever he's on, it clearly works for him because he built one of the most expensive franchises in Hollywood. So
or he slapped
clearly
his
it was working,
like a Zuckerberg.
I will say this: watching this, that little girl, she's just a cutie patootie.
Hey,
I think she's gonna do fine.
That kid, he could be the next Peter Parker.
The fuck? Am I getting these things now in my chat? There you go. I am.
That's a dirty Sanchez.
Shang-Chi. I hate her every time I see her in a show because she can only play herself. I know. Look, I'm not saying you have to have a deep Asian accent. It's just there's enough Asians from Brooklyn in Shanghai.
Oh. My thing is, get the voice actors from the current like cartoons like that. I mean, because Miss Marvel has been voiced in there. You could, if you wanted to do an older version of Miss Marvel, you could, Macaulay Khan. But I mean, if you're gonna do a kids though, yeah, I can understand. But like I said, they should just start off with animation, the animated movies. That's how you get people addicted before you do a live animation.
But yeah, I actually, from what I've seen, these short scenes and everything, it looks all right. There's nothing bad so far. Give it its day in court.
Does she have the stretchy powers in Bigums?
That's yeah, apparently. And then, of course, the movie we're all looking forward to.
Did they recast her?
Not yet. It says right here, Brie Larson, and then you
Miss
Marvel, and Monica Rambeau, who was also in Vision, WandaVision.
Get a whole Monica Rambeau.
For the love of God, replace Brie Larson with whoever Monica Rambeau's actress is. I want to see Monica Rambeau. Right? Captain Marvel.
We've heard a lot about the Eternals, but this is where it just becomes. Here's the casting and all that kind of stuff, and we've already heard all of this. And then they made a deal, and then he made a deal about She-Hulk, like we haven't already heard they were going to do She-Hulk. So that ended up not being.
Somebody told me in the chat, I think, or not this chat, but another, I think Twitter things. I think it was Zach that or LK said that looks like they're focusing more on her being a lawyer.
Yeah, they said that it's going to be about that. Which, by the way, that sounds like the Dan Slott run, which was freaking excellent. I am a-okay with that. Give me the Dan Slott run as a TV show. I am in. That was a brilliant run, and I'm absolutely I'm gonna fanboy out if they do that. And yes, I love the fact, Zach, that Tim Roth is coming back as Abomination. It's great that they acknowledge that movie exists in the MCU. What were you gonna say, Dalton?
My only problem with the She-Hulk announcement is now Tatiana Maslany is taken, and she was my ideal cast for Clea later. So meh, no. But I guess you can make it up to me, Marvel, if I get Eva Green as Clea. All will be forgiven. I just want a really great actress for Clea. Is that so wrong?
I have no idea who Tatiana Maslany is.
She's famous for doing a show called Orphan Black, where she played like 6 separate characters. And that's why I wanted her as Clea, because it's got the one good thing that the Doctor Strange 2016 movie unequivocally did was the prestige casting for every character. So if you have a room full of prestige actors like Chiwetel Ejiofor and, dare I say it, Benedict Cumberbatch, you need somebody who can play opposite those type of people without it seeming out of place. And Tatiana Maslany, as I just alluded to, managed to play 6 separate characters in an ensemble show. So yeah, I want Tatiana Maslany as Clea, but I guess She-Hulk is fine too. I just gotta wait for Eva Green to get offered Clea.
LK's bringing up it could be Soul's run because both of them showed lawyer stuff. All I know is I love that dance.
Hawkeye might be decent. Are they going with his daughter, or they're not? Because remember that his daughter originally was going to be the next.
It's kind of skipped over Hawkeye, didn't I?
Yeah. They're going to keep Bishop.
Now, we know Jeremy Renner is going to be in it, so will it be I'm going to pass the buck because Kate Bishop is in this. Haley Steinfeld's an excellent actress, and her first run out with True Grit, she got an Oscar nomination, so we know that she has the goods. I'm looking forward to this. It looks I like Jeremy Renner. I think he's a pretty fine actor as well as somebody who's fun to watch. Vera Farmiga is another one of those that I could watch her just read a book.
Well, my thing is maybe it's not passing the torch. Maybe she's just a fan and she comes up and she's like, "I can do this better than you." It's this older man versus younger girl who's hot.
No. It's going it's going to be the Kate Bishop show at some point in time. You gotta realize
in a world that would make sense, Venkman, that's what would happen. Just like in a world that did make sense.
Well,
America Chavez would just be a cameo for Mordo to kill while he's harvesting sorceress energy in Doctor Strange 2. But unfortunately, because they have the moral high ground points of virtue signaling, they're never going to kill off those characters.
Well,
never.
My thing is you got to bring up and you got to understand this is a business, and Jeremy Renner costs $10 and Haley Steinfeld costs $5 maybe. So that's another reason to do it. It's just going to be a lot cheaper not to have Jeremy Renner on the payroll.
I mean, are they going to change her origins up? They're going to have her be like an orphan who just basically wanted, like, are they going to do like the Batgirl thing, where she just wanted to be like help out Batman, so she created her own costume identity? Are they going to do that, or are they going to be someone like he just knows and like he's like, "Oh yeah, you're Hawkeye." Because you don't ever know. Disney is weird like that. They can have it where she's basically like, it's like Mean Girls. I'm better than you.
Moon Knight, directed by Mohamed Diab. It sounds like they're going to steer into the whole mental instability thing. They've got somebody who directed it. I guess I'm going that he was a diversity hire based on the Kanju spirit and all that kind of stuff.
T.J. Bader should be Moon Knight.
Okay.
I'm hoping they steer into the weird, whether it's the mental illness kind of weird or the ancient mythology kind of weird. I honestly like a little bit of both in those categories.
He does
Just give me everything.
This is where they really don't give us a lot of information. Secret Invasion. We know that Sam Jackson and Ben Mendelsohn is going to be.
Goddamn.
Yep.
Scrolls.
But then we get the one that really set the world on fire. Because we knew Ironheart was going to be in the MCU at some point in time. We knew it was going to happen. Now she's going to get her own TV show. I love the fact when he's talking about this that she made an Iron Man suit that's equal to the Tony Stark Iron Man suit. I'm like, which one? Can we go there? Because
he has like 60 of them.
Yeah, but is it the regular Iron Man suit where it's just, it was actually armor, or is she actually making nanobot armor right now? Are they going to do the whole
she one-upped him in the nanobot arena, I think, is where they're gonna have to go, because that was the most recent innovation of his, with the nanobot armor.
But that's the whole thing. One of the problems with the comic books is that in order to make the new characters look good, they've been trying to make the new characters looking bad. Reed Richards is a flat out idiot nowadays. And just so they could say, oh, the daughter, Moon Girl, all these people are so much smarter than Reed Richards. Fart is smarter than Reed Richards these days. They've just ruined the character, and that's what happens if you continuously put down your own characters. You eventually will ruin them, and that's what's going on in the comics. And if they do that with Riri Williams, it's just going to ruin the Iron Man character. Or what I suspect what will happen, because they don't have the time to, and they don't have the monthly, or I don't know, what am I trying to say? With a comic book, every month it's shoved down people's throats, or every 2 weeks it's shoved down people's throats that this character is better than Tony Stark. With a TV series, with a movie or something, they don't have that kind of time. People love RDV as Tony Stark, and that is most people's version of Tony Stark. So if they go off insulting him to prop up this girl that nobody's met, I think
it's going to burn down.
Did you say I love RDV as Iron Man?
As Iron Man, yeah.
Yeah, you might have plugged that.
RDJ, yes. RDJ,
here's the elephant in the room. What
do you mean? There you go.
I do like donuts and coffee.
Here's the elephant in the room that I think is kind of going over everyone's heads, because everyone's upset about Riri Williams because of, Riri Williams kind of being a shit character. Things.
There are no bad characters, only bad writers. Bendis was the worst writer.
Yes, but from her inception, she's been a very mixed character, is what I'm saying. My issue, at least from an inside the MCU logic standpoint, is if you want to do an Ironheart, fine. We all knew it was coming sooner or later. Why the heck isn't it Tony's daughter? The daughter that they basically specifically made a daughter so that she could hypothetically become Ironheart? Why isn't it Tony's daughter?
Because in the comics, she's black. Therefore, if they ever cast her as a white character,
I know, but like, you went through the trouble of giving Tony a daughter anyway. So if you want to do Ironheart but better, because Lord knows we would all enjoy a improved version of that character, because there's no reason it shouldn't be better in the MCU than it was in the comics, because the comics didn't set a very high bar to begin with. Given that, and the fact that Tony has a daughter who we are obligated to care about because he did,
that showed an interest in the armor.
Yeah, what? And given that we already saw Pepper in her own armor, so it could be like a family thing. Why the heck isn't it? I believe her name in the MCU is Morgan. Why isn't it Morgan Stark who's Ironheart? That would make so much more sense. It would diffuse almost all of the haters, because the majority of the complaints about Ironheart have always been that she's come out of nowhere and that she's an entitled prick. And it would make perfect sense within the MCU continuity, and it would make everything better. I don't understand why that's not the case.
They need to have Bendis come in and write the script for this movie.
So all I know is
It's
this.
a show.
All I know is
Or
this.
show.
Even before I did the auctions, I wanted to find out about this character that everybody was putting down, Riri Williams. I read it and I figured, okay, let's read this first appearance. On eBay, I found for $30 the Iron Man series 1 through 12 that has her first appearance in it. So I picked up all 12 for $30, which breaks down to less than $3 an issue. And I love the fact that those speculators are going freaking nuts over Riri Williams right now.
Whoa.
That's the best thing that Riri Williams has to offer me is that I've got
$30. Her issue of her is do you have her being Ironheart, or do you it's the first person of her just her being herself?
Oh, I've got 7 and 9. Yeah.
Because those 2 issues are going for quite a penny.
Yep. I'm putting up stuff on eBay.
They're like $50 each.
Yeah. I'm putting stuff on eBay tonight. Just to get out there. The only way to do Riri is to ignore Brian Michael Bendis. It's Ironheart in name, but not anything else you bought. It's LOL's free online. All right.
Yeah, they could fix her. If the MCU pattern of being able to fix things holds some kind of water here, they could fix her and make her better than she was.
I've read recent issues of I read a issue of Ironheart a couple of months ago, and what I read was very disturbing. She had a holographic AI of her friend that she's talking to, her dead friend, and I'm like, this girl needs help. This girl truly needs help. If she cannot let her friend go after her death, this is a cry for help. Yeah, and it's amazing to me that people are seeing this as a healthy thing in the Marvel universe. If instead, it really seems like this is a way for people to be clingy for people not to have the release after death. There's no mourning period. Excuse me. This
just harkens back to the one joke that never seems to die with Riri, because it is actually a pretty salient point, which is she's always been on the road to either severely dark anti-hero status or outright villainy. She's basically a teenage female version of Mr. Glass, if we're being entirely honest with ourselves.
Yeah, we all of course remember what was it? Richard did the villain thing, and of course we all talked about issue number 8. That was ridiculous. But you must tell me I can't do anything so I can look at you. Racist white.
Wasn't he paralyzed?
So we're getting the Armor Wars. War Machine is going to be fighting for Tony Stark's tech. And I like Miranya's thing about how the only way that Riri Williams could have the nano armor is if she stole it, which would kind of tie into the Armor Wars and actually make it interesting.
I think there is going to be a crossover. It'd be stupid of them not to. If they're going to greenlight both Iron Man spinoff, then why on earth wouldn't you have it crossover?
Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, written and directed by James Gunn. All right, I'm in. But
this one is actually my favorite of the entire lot. Is the idea of a Guardians Christmas special? I'm on board.
If Thor's on there,
and then we've got Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher. That was the big news that we heard long time ago that they're treating as new. Then we've got an Ant-Man and Wasp. Thank goodness. I love the Ant-Man movies, man. So I hear a lot of people, I don't like them, but I do.
I love the Paul Rudd stuff. It's awesome.
I'm grateful to Ant-Man 3 being
King the
Quantum
Conqueror.
Realm.
Sweet.
And they got Jonathan Majors as King the Conqueror.
Yeah. I'm grateful to the Ant-Man, the third Ant-Man movie, for being Quantum Realm focused, so that Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness doesn't have to be. In the same way that I'm hoping that they get the alternate timeline crap out of their system with What If and maybe Loki, and maybe a little bit of Wanda, so that they don't have to do it in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Because I'm absolutely terrified it's just going to be nothing but, here's this character in this timeline, and here's this character in this timeline, instead of, here is this eldritch demon thing, and here is this deity from this plane of existence, and this and that and the other, which is what Doctor Strange should be. Leave the sorcery to the sorcerer, and have the woo-woo, high concept sci-fi multiverse stuff be dealt with by people who were into the sci-fi multiverse stuff, like Scott Lang or like the Time Variance Authority or somebody like that. Get the alternate timeline out of your system so I can get Shimogorath or Mephisto or somebody that actually belongs in a Doctor Strange movie please.
The only thing I'll just say real quickly, because we just pointed out that King is going to be the Conqueror. He's going to be in that movie. I like King versus Iron Man. Iron Man with its armor and stuff, and now King Conqueror could just like reassemble his armor if he wants. It's like you're basically useless to me.
And this should finally make those speculators recognize early issues of the Avengers. We'll start to see those go up in value.
Yeah, hang on. If you have those books, better buy them now.
I know, right? No. Well, at least it's finally a book I can get behind and go, yeah, that's going to be worth something. Yes, of course. If it's an early Avengers, get it, right? Well, let's see. On the we got Tony Stark is crucial to Armor Wars. Of course he is, but since they killed him off in the MCU, it makes sense that Don Cheadle and I would have Gwyneth Paltrow also coming in to protect their the armor. Now maybe they do find Riri Williams. Maybe they can have that crossover. She does something heroic, and they say we're going to let you keep it, but we're keeping an eye on you. Let's see, lazy stereotype for them to make a black girl a thief. Okay. Well,
my thing is that if they want to do Ironheart, just have the freaking. You can still bring in Robert Downey Jr. Have him be the AI.
Yep.
It makes much more sense. Until something can't afford it.
Count me in on the Ant-Man camp. Movies had a level of fun that most other Marvel movies didn't, says LK. I agree. That's why I like him. I liked Ant-Man. At least I watched the free copy of those ones. Doctor Strange is going to give us America Chavez. Phase 5 is going to be so super woke. Fingers crossed that it isn't. Having these characters in the movie doesn't automatically make them woke. Having the wrong writers does.
Yeah.
That's what we got to cross our fingers that they're going to realize. You don't need to go down that road. And
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I will actually defend, and this is going to hurt me, but I will defend the inclusion of America in Doctor Strange 2 insofar as, and this is the only way I will defend her being in that movie, she is from an alternate dimension, not another timeline, and she is a magic-based character. So it does kind of, if I'm being as charitable as I am physically capable of being, make sense for her to be there. It would not make sense for Deadpool to be there or Spider-Man to be there. And in fact, that's kind of why I'm grateful that basically what's going to amount to a Spider-Verse movie is Tom Holland's third Spider-Man movie, so that we don't have to have here is this character in this different timeline crap in Doctor Strange when he needs to be dealing with deities and demons and elementals and all of that weird metaphysical extra dimensional stuff that is evoked when you say X in the so and so of madness, because that's either a reference to H.P. Lovecraft or John Carpenter. And you want to do H.P. Lovecraft meets John Carpenter as directed by Sam Raimi? Great. I will completely co-sign on that. But do not give me alternate timelines. I want extra dimensional crap.
Okay. Next up, they did this, and this is going in front of Black Panther now on Disney Plus. I think it's pretty cool that they did that. It's a nice little homage to Chadwick Boseman, and especially his role in Black Panther and such. So, I'm way okay with it. And what he's saying, and something I actually kind of liked, was we're not going to recast the role. Black Panther is out of the MCU. Now, that's T'Challa. We've all expected that they're going to bring Shuri in, and that's comic book canon, that we've actually had her as Black Panther. So there is...
I also think Winston Duke's M'Baku is probably going to at least be an assistant to her. Like, I imagine in the same way that they did for Falcon and Winter Soldier kind of teaming up to take the place of Cap, I imagine it'll be Shuri kind of taking on a Q, as in James Bond type role, and then Winston Duke will be the face or the enforcer, I imagine, because
that would be
it'd be a shame not to use M'Baku, because M'Baku's cool. And Winston Duke's also.
Ryan Coogler, writer-director again for Black Panther 2. Take that how you will. I thought Black Panther was all right. It was okay. There was, wasn't offensively bad or anything. It wasn't great. It definitely didn't strike me as a cultural shifter that a lot of people took it as, but it was all right. There's nothing wrong. But the big announcement, kaboom.
The Four, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, they are working on a Fantastic Four movie, but that's as much as he said. I was really hoping, and by the way, I think they announced somebody who might actually be
director. That's it.
Yeah, and here it is, John
Watts.
John Watts. Yeah. That kind of disappointed me because I know the rumors. He came out and said he wanted to do it, but what's his name? John Krasinski said that he wanted him and his wife to play Reed Richards, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm way into that. That would be really cool. And then people started saying, oh wait, no, let him direct too, because we learned that he could.
His Jack Ryan show has actually been pretty well, and you see him move from The Office to being in an action role, and especially in Jack Ryan, he's an intellect.
Yeah. And I would like, even if he doesn't direct, I would love to see him do and play Mr. Fantastic while Emily Blunt is Sue Storm.
Who would you cast for Johnny Storm then?
Johnny Storm, Chris Evans. I thought he did fine in the first one. I want people to go, what? I think that would be
awesome.
Yeah. But
no, you should have Johnny Storm. He should have been what's his name?
Michael B. Jordan?
No, it should have been Luke Wilson this whole entire time.
Luke Wilson. Okay.
And while we're here, since we're getting a Fantastic Four, we need a Doctor Doom. And since Multiverse of Madness comes out before Fantastic Four, 3 words: triumph and torment.
Here's one thing, Zach. If they kill him off screen, it's ridiculous. They could actually kill Black Panther on screen. He's got a face mask. There's no reason that they can't kill the Black Panther in the Black Panther outfit. Show it to us.
That's racist.
Yeah. Then again, in some ways, MCU is starting to reflect tendency of comics to disregard continuity. Armor Wars, led by Rhodey, is part of that. That Maranya is salty over them doing Armor Wars.
And she had a perfect reason. Why would he didn't? Yeah. He stole the suit from Tony before, so why would he be against other people stealing the stuff?
Maybe because he's so close to even in the first movie, we saw them so close. Anytime that Tony Stark had a weapon to sell, Rhodes was the guy going between. So maybe he felt
that was Terrence Howard. It wasn't.
Maybe he felt entitled to it. Here's the multiverse timeline. Doctor Strange 1 introduced multiple domains of existence. Want to break something about them during WandaVision. Peter in SM3 somehow gets involved and Doctor Strange helps. Doctor Strange fixes the rest with Wanda and Doctor Strange 2.
3.
Okay.
Doctor Strange 3, but sure.
I think they need to get a hold of Marcus Hughes and say, I've got to figure it out. So there you go.
I think that is the rough route they're going with it.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, my thing is, since you have this multi-chapter multiverse saga, because we know Spider-Man Homeworlds is going to be basically a Spider-Verse, and they've already done a dry run of Spider-Verse in the animated. So have Spider-Man 3 be your here's alternate timelines, here's parallel universes aspect of the multiverse, and keep the sorcery to the sorcerer, and don't make him do science crap. Keep the sorcery to the sorcerer, and let all the other science people, like Ant-Man, because he has experience with the quantum realm, like Reed Richards, since we're going to be bringing him in, like Peter Parker, because everybody loves Spider-Verse, have those guys deal with the parallel universes and alternate timelines, and keep the sorcery to multiple dimensions, metaphysics, and occasionally cosmic stuff. That would be my ideal.
You know what I think they should do for Armor Wars? Bring in Robert Downey Jr. back and have it say it takes between Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3. That's how you fix it. Because you can't have Armor Wars without
Iron Man 3 despite the casting announcements. Maybe that's because it's owned by both, and Disney said, "Nah, we're gonna be good with
that." They did mention it'll be Doctor Strange will be tying into the Spider-Man 3 later coming out next Christmas.
And that makes sense, because if they're going basically a Spider-Verse route with Tom Holland's third Spider-Man movie, and we know that Doctor Strange and Spidey always cross over in the comics. It's one of the
I'll tell you what.
It's one of the unsung duos of Marvel Comics.
Well, the thing is that Spider-Man 3 is remember at the end of the last one, Far From Home, his identity is now out. Everybody knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man. So
I'll tell you what. Here, if I am Disney, this is what I do. In the comics, I change Miles Morales from Spider-Man to Tarantula or whatever the hell. Get him his own name, and then I would create a Spider character based around that somebody else would then take. Miles Morales is gone. You could still make him Latino. You could still make him black. You could still make him a hybrid of that. And then I would end Miles Morales, or I would create the sidekick, and then I would have that character become the movie character. Get the money, tell Sony to go themselves. Have a good day. I'm salty about that. Hold on. I'm salty about the MCU, because the majority of the projects that should, by all rights, involve Tony, Armor Wars, Real Mandarin, and so on, they wait until after they killed him in the MCU. Probably because it was costing $100 million per movie to have the real Dr. Venkman play him.
Well, I get you. I get exactly where you're coming from, because I'm sitting here going, why would you bother introducing Adam Warlock in Guardians 3 when his major storyline is already done? Yeah, and don't put him in Infinity, the Infinity Gauntlet. That was really bad. Yeah, I agree with that. So there you go. Anybody excited over the Marvel movies? I mean, seriously, what you just saw. Are you looking forward to it? Are you not? What is the one that you most look forward to? What's the one you least look forward to?
The Loki thing, I was really hoping they do like an Agent of Asgard thing. Okay. Where he has redemption now. It's after, remember, because he helped his brother in the last one, Ragnarok. So I was hoping they'd maybe like, hey, he's gonna. I no longer want to be the Prince of Lies anymore. I'm changing.
That wasn't this Loki. This is a version of Loki from before he went good in Dark World and Ragnarok.
That's, I mean, I was just saying, because I love the whole Kid Loki thing in Redemption arc, and then you got Kid Loki and you got the old villain Loki versus like the one that's basically come out. And like I said, I'm okay with this. Loki said I can be whatever gender I want. Doesn't mean I'm gay. I'm still heterosexual, no matter what gender I am.
Well, there you go.
Because
Loki's always been a shapeshifter, even back to the old mythology. So like, it wouldn't.
Now, Bad Comics Review is saying I was disappointed there wasn't a Rawhide Kid show. I think we all are. I think that is one of those heavy-hearted things that bring us sadness, like like Riri Williams getting her own TV show, or what's the one thing you're most looking forward to, though? That's what I want to hear from you guys. As far as in the chat, you guys, Dalton, what's the one thing you're most looking forward to? What's the one thing you're least looking forward to, and why?
This is a good question. Honestly, I'm thinking my most looked forward to thing is it's a genuine toss up between WandaVision and Loki, because, and the only reason why it's a toss up is because I have so much fear that they're gonna do alternate timelines and parallel universes instead of metaphysics and alternate dimensions with WandaVision, and I do not want that. But Loki basically being an anti-hero time cop, that to me sounds interesting. That's plus it gives Tom Hiddleston something to do after the 10 years he's been Loki, and he hasn't really had much to do the entire time. So I'm looking forward to that probably the most. Okay. My least look forward to thing is probably Ironheart, because again, even taking the political angle out of it, the forced diversity thing out of it, if you wanted to do Ironheart, it should by rights be the daughter that you had Tony have in Endgame, where everyone was paying attention, who already demonstrated some aptitude with the armor, and given that Pepper has her own armor, making it a family legacy thing makes perfect sense. And it even makes perfect sense for her to choose Ironheart because, of course, she's a little girl, and that's, little girls like hearts and flowers and all the, sugar and spice and everything nice. So that would make sense. Having Riri in there and keeping her backstory from the comics mostly untouched does not give me hope, because I thought they were going to fix Carol Danvers, and then we got Brie Larson in there, and she did what she did. So my faith in Marvel for long-term planning is all but gone after the boring time travel clip show that was Endgame, the complete waste that was Endgame. So I really, really question Marvel's ability to long-term plan. I for the longest time was the Marvel has a long-term plan, it's all going to build to a grand finale guy, but then they gave me a boring-ass time travel clip show, so
we disagree on that.
Marvel is all-time low.
Okay, Venkman, how about you? One that you're most looking forward to, one that you're least looking forward to?
I gotta say, I'm probably. It all depends. Like Falcon, Winter Soldier, depends how long he stays Falcon in the whole entire show. If he just goes in the next episode, I'm Captain America now.
Got you excited right now?
Excited right now. I'm still excited for Black Widow because I love the character.
Okay.
The least. He's probably the What If, Thor, all those ones, the ones coming out. Like I said, I'm looking like WandaVision. I may or may not watch that. I watched the trailer for that, and I was just looking, just still like, it's like, oh, okay. It
just doesn't do it for you.
It doesn't. It's just like, meh. All right.
No.
Hawkeye. That I don't, unless I see a trailer for it and I know more about it, I can't really give an opinion on it.
Okay.
Because I hate the like release. This is our plan for this, but then like only a couple have trailers because they haven't thought out, and they're not going to do a sneak peek at all. We can tell you who the cast is, but it's like, okay.
Some of this we are just going by on the announcement itself. To your point, if I knew that What If was following the format of the comics, where it gave us the turning point for the story. If I knew that, I think that would be my number one thing. But as it stands, WandaVision, and I'm so happy I don't have to wait so long for the one thing I'm most excited for, just looks like the kind of story that I would be interested in. I'm very much we've seen it before, but I'm very much interested in that kind of story. The one that I'm probably looking least forward to, and it's not Riri Williams because that's an unknown property. So I've got to go to something that hurt me before, and that's Captain Marvel 2. The one Marvel movie that I will skip forever and a day. I think I'm done watching Captain Marvel. And I've sat through Dark World. I've done Marvel, started Iron Man, ended Endgame. I've done that a couple of times, and I've always skipped Captain Marvel after. I'm just not going to do it. I've tried. I put that movie on, and Gail was like, "Oh, I haven't seen that this yet." And I said, "Well, okay, well, we'll see how it goes." 10 minutes in, and Gail's asking me to turn that shit off. It is so horrible that I can honestly say, even with the presence of Monica Rambeau, I don't care to see this movie. Now, granted, it's a thing to talk about on YouTube, so I probably will. But I have no excitement, no desire to actually watch Captain Marvel 2. Let me get everybody else's here.
I forgot about Ant-Man. Yeah, so that'd probably be Falcon and Ant-Man tied as far as what I want to watch.
That's up on my list. It's probably top 5. Zach's saying I like a lot of the announcements. Hawkeye, Loki, Ant-Man, and Guardians are at the top of the list for him. I'm curious about, says Maranya, about Doctor Strange 2, but the other ones I'd like to see, curse you, Disney+. Also, Ant-Man, I like the character. LK saying movies, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, TV, WandaVision. Maranya saying Scott Lang as Ant-Man avoids the stink of Hank Pym abusing Janet. They will never let go ever. LK is agreeing with me. Lisa's looking forward to Captain Marvel 2 and She-Hulk because I know they're going to ruin two characters that I really like. I can't really say anything about She-Hulk. I'm fingers crossed, though. I am looking forward to that one.
The only way they can salvage the Captain Marvel franchise at this point is to kill off Carol Danvers and have Monica Rambeau take over. That
would be really nice. Just
about the only way I can imagine them being able to salvage anything of worth out of that.
I'm looking forward to Hawkeye and Ant-Man because I love the positive dad figures they're portrayed as. Tom Hiddleston is fun to watch as Loki, and Guardians will be great because Gunn is back. Fingers crossed. Hey, Dominic, how's it going? Spoiler warning, WandaVision is secretly a crossover with Song of the South. That would be awesome. And Stiltman better be in Armor War, says Bad Comics. You know what? I've never wanted anything more. I didn't know I wanted Stiltman in Armor War.
The only thing I want the crossover between, and they still haven't done this, I want to have Loki crossing over with Spider-Man.
Okay. The dirty little secret about Captain Marvel is you can eliminate that movie from the MCU timeline, and it does affect the story one bit. And you're right.
What's more, it's better that way because you don't have the stupid she's the origin of the name Avengers bullshit.
And you don't have to watch Captain Marvel, which makes that a lot better.
Even better.
Yeah. It's just that at the end of Endgame, this woman comes out of nowhere and beats the shit out of a spaceship. Since the Netflix rights went back to Marvel Studio, Stiltman could happen. There you go. Apparently we're getting a whole bunch of announcements about what's going into Spider-Man 3. And a lot of people are getting excited. I'm going to tell you right now, I am not. Even though Charlie Cox is going to be playing Daredevil the whole 9 yards, what it feels to me.
What?
Let me.
They brought Charlie Cox in.
What
Daredevil.
It feels to me is like it's going to be the Crisis on Infinite Earths with all of the characters showing up.
The Spider-Verse.
It's going to be like, what? And then that's going to be their whole scene. If you tell me that Charlie Cox is about to film a Daredevil movie, then I'm getting a geek boner. But as far as just, and he's going to appear in, okay, we'll see.
Let Jim Favreau direct it and let him just do it like they did the Iron Man. Let it do. If you do a Daredevil movie, do it like the comics.
Yeah.
I know they tried with Ben Affleck, but the casting for Elektra was off. Jennifer Garner, sorry, you should have been Karen Page.
Let's see some. I wanted to.
I really hope Doctor Strange's input on the third Spider-Man is more than just a glorified cameo, because obviously I'm a big Doctor Strange guy, but I really like when Peter and Stephen play off each other. So I'd like to see that throughout the movie.
You know what I think is the reason that tie-in's going to be is that Doctor Strange is going to cast a spell so everybody forgets that he's Peter Parker.
Either that or my theory is they're going to pull a Rick and Morty, and at the end Peter is going to be in an alternate universe where that never happened, and he can just carry on doing his thing. That's my theory. They're going to pull the let's go to another universe where we didn't do that.
Now I want a Stephen Strange and Spider-Man Rick and Morty kind of like movie where they go across.
My God, yes.
Yes. And like, here's a different version. Hey, wait, that's not me. Well, that's Tobey Maguire. It's like a Spider-Man. He means
and do it in Spider-Man 3 so that, again, you can have the sorcerer deal with the sorcery things in the sorcery movie, and then do the alternate timelines and parallel universes elsewhere.
Do you know the funny thing they could do? Have Jameson be the same actor for every multiverse.
That would actually be awesome.
J.K. Simmons has earned it. He is J.K. Simmons, or he is J. Jonah Jameson, and I just mix them up. And the fact that they both start with J does not make it.
Like they'd have different versions of him. They have the black Jameson. They have the younger Jameson who's still considered, and they're all dicks. And they even have the female version who's a dick as well, and just acts it and has a smoking cigar.
Well, it's not Marvel, but Dominic's saying he's looking forward to WandaVision and Wonder Woman 1984, which I am very much looking forward to that. I was telling Gail, I want to go see it in the theater. I want to see it on the screen, even though we've got HBO Max. She doesn't quite understand that. Why do you want to go spend money?
Bad Comics, I agree. Charlie Cox should be and appear in an episode of She-Hulk. I want to have Daredevil, Matt Murdock appear.
Oh
Hey,
yeah, as opposing lawyers. That would be
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Yeah. But there you go. That's the Marvel Universe, gang. Finally got our 2 cents in, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. At the very least, it's going to give us content because we'll be talking about either how
oh my
good
gosh,
or how bad anything is. Yeah.
Daredevil and She-Hulk fighting and then going against the villain. Like it'd be like the old 70s kind of like a thing. They had the Trial of the Hulk.
Marvel team up. Yeah. I got to admit, I don't watch everything anymore. I just realized I never watched that show Gifted. I only watched one season of The Runaways. I only watched like 1 or 2 episodes of Batwoman. I only watched 1 or 2 episodes of Cloak and Dagger. I used to just like consume everything. I've only watched 1 season of Young Justice, so there are.
To be fair, Angleton, I don't think apart from Young Justice, I don't think you're missing much there.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe.
the thing with Gifted focused on the Von Strucker kids. They're basically like they're Fenris, so they could basically when they are together, the 2 siblings could cause the end of the world. That power.
The bad guys.
But they're good guys. Their families are. The fact that the mutants are basically outlawed. They are rounded up and put into camps. So it's about this family trying to hide, and the X-Men's missing. And there's a former shell of the Brotherhood in the series, so it's actually pretty good. I mean, I love the fact they brought back like character actors. The girl played Fred on Buffy, or Angel. She's in there. She plays the mom. I guess, and you have I think his name's Warpath. He's the one that's leading the maybe like the C-list team of the X-Men. The ones that are like the backups. Like Avengers have their own backups. So, and you have Polaris. Polaris is in Sunfire. So his name's Eclipse, not Sunfire.
Okay. So there you go, gang. That is that. Thank you very much for hanging out with us while we chat about the Marvel Universe and other things. It took us 10 minutes to get to the topic, but there you go.
Such is life.
So. Don't forget, tomorrow we've got the auction here starting about, I don't know, 8:39.
Any previews for some of the books that might be there?
Well, I've actually got one of the big dogs right here.
So I know what to look forward to. So, Fantastic Four.
Yeah, it's where's the number? It's Fantastic Four number 17.
Number 17, Doctor Doom. That's awesome.
This is going to be one of the big dogs. So
so I hear that, kids.
Yeah.
Gather all your pennies.
Some others. We've got some Thor. We got some. I took to heart. I'm not going to be doing
full screen yourself if you're going to show some comic books off.
Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this was the issue. Right
Look at that. Oh my god, that's just beautiful art too.
Yeah. So I took to heart what I was talking about last week. There's no theme. I'm not going to have a theme for a while. So it's just going to be a lot more random stuff. You're going to have a lot of Marvel, a lot of DC, a lot of independent stuff for the next few weeks anyway. Going to make sure we have big dogs though.
So that's an incentive to stay for 8 hours.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's what happened at the end of the auction. I really don't want to do a 7-hour because it ends my Sunday.
If we start early, we can have Frugal on, and it'll be a shorter auction.
Well, let's see. What would this would be a 2.0 maybe.
I think the condition looks
somebody cut out an ad from the inside, and it doesn't affect the story or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, it actually doesn't look bad. I mean, you got some cover stress here, but it's actually in pretty good condition as far as the cover back and forth, the whole 9 yards, but the back end and front cover. But inside, somebody apparently there was an ad for the X-Men. So whoever owned this cut out the ad for it. So
I was a collector. I'm sure I'm like a kid.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because you imagine, what's that? This is the first appearance of the X-Men, and it's an ad.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen, right? Oh no, that ad is number 17. That's the first appearance of X-Men. You England team. But that does. Oh
no. Well, the good thing is there's no E in there, so we take it out.
Thank you very much. Yes, I have learned my lesson. So, but yeah, it's pretty good. It still is. It still is a pretty penny, even with that ad taken out. This is an early Doctor Doom appearance as well.
Zach, but I for one love the 8-hour streams. The most interaction I've had with other people for most of the year. So it's social distancing. Is it more? Is like 6 feet for you over there?
This is the back cover. And
is that supposed to be anybody Pacific artist on the back?
Yeah, that's Kirby.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it. There is writing on the front page.
Okay, I see that. Yeah. Okay, I can see, but for the most part, of the stories in tag, you can read the story.
Old Bobby decided he had to mark his thing. I swear it looks like it says Bobby Layton, but I'm not Bob Layton. Yeah, the writing, it does look like it says Bob Layton's on it.
And Eric says he won't fully recover till Tuesday.
What's wrong with Eric?
From the auction streams.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I always say, hey, Sunday night we're going to, and then in all honesty, I just am not. Oh, here it is. This is the cutout right here, the ad. But as you could see, on the other side, it's more ad, and that's actually what they cut out. And we figured it was a
ordering something.
We figured no, it was we figured out that it was an ad for the X-Men. Yes, but there you go. That's what's going on. And I swear to God,
Norman Rockwell Art School says Morania.
I swear to gosh, I think it actually says Bobby Larson, but I swear the first time I was like, wait, is that Bobby Layton? But yeah,
I can't see. You're not full screen.
Yeah, I'm not going to open this all the way. I don't even open brand new books all the way, much less.
I bag and board them, and I read the digital copies because that way, if I ever want to sell the book, it's in mint condition.
Yeah. Still, this is Fantastic Four number 17, and
looks good.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four had all the best villains. Can't tell me they didn't.
Bidding begins when Morania says go.
That's what I said on Eric's channel too in his video.
Oh yeah, that's right. Eric made a video.
Yeah, if you guys haven't not seen Eric's video, go check it out after we're done here.
Because he was showing off a whole bunch of. I thought about, yeah, I could do that.
I was like looking at the books he's at. I'm like, when is Morani gonna say go? Because I know a lot of people probably buy that during the auction.
Oh, the only person who uploads less often than I do, and yet he gets more views than I do. Whatever.
It's Fred Flintstone. He's very famous.
I noticed that with his new camera, his hair looks darker. It's like, I don't think Eric's ever gonna go gray.
Well, yeah, if he continues to diet like he does. All righty.
At least he's got hair to dye, man.
How does that 47-year-old pulp smell? It is perfection, sir. I love the smell of old new cars and old comics.
LK
smells on the planet.
If you haven't noticed, LK is on a Xenoscope high. So if you ever have any Xenoscope books in your auction, LK might bid on.
Oh, what the hell? Here's the other one. First appearance of Yellow Jacket is the other big dog.
Nice.
Yeah. There we go. It does have a little staining on the front cover, and apparently it was part of that the Army guys thing.
You know what I've come to accept is the fact that older books, the older they are, they're not going to be in the mint condition.
No, they're not. But look at that. Look at
it still looks good.
Look at the spine, though. I mean, you take away from what's going on that. Look at the corners. These are some sharp corners, except for right here.
The thing I hate the most is when you go to buy an old book, like, oh, it's in great condition, and you find out that it's been trimmed.
It is, and you know, oh no, that is a sharp corner. Look at these.
Yeah.
Beyond, if it wasn't for someone or using it as a coaster, it looks like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that book would probably be like a
I would not have it.
no, exactly. It's the thing.
Sometimes I do that on purpose. The Daredevil and the first appearance of Scarecrow, that was a bit of an anomaly because I don't like to go too high because, you know, I know there's only a couple of people that really bid that high for books. So
the thing is that I like it when a book looks more trashed, but because or just say the coffee stain like that. It means, hey, I can actually afford that book because otherwise it's like $1,000.
Yep.
Especially when you get the lower numbers, like 17. Like I can afford for Fantasy Fest 4. I can only imagine that's probably a $60 book.
That's what the trades and the omnibuses are for. If you want.
Yeah, but those are $130 too. So I guess you can't collect them, but so I like individual issues. That's what I like I'm recollecting The Walking Dead in color. I'm gonna have a short box, probably and a half. Two short, almost 2 short boxes. But the fact that I could go out and buy the omnibuses right now, black and white. But I like having individual issues to read. I can open them up and I can look at them. It's just
I'm literally the exact inverse of that. I buy individual issues if I ever do to collect them, and I read in omnibus or trade form.
Oh, by the way, I've come very close. My comic shop has a copy of what is it? Strange Tales 124. So, no, is that it? Yeah, it's the first appearance of Doctor Strange in the blue. I think I'm getting the number one.
In the blue.
But yeah, it's the first Doctor Strange in the blue outfit, and I've been
Dalton's like, Christmas is coming up.
Okay, but the thing about that, Venkman, is I don't want the color inverted costume. That was one of the stupidest editorial decisions Marvel ever made, was making him more like a classical superhero.
If I send it to you in one of those little frames and all that kind of stuff, like I did with the Eric Breen toilet paper comic,
I'd take it, obviously. Because
so cool, thank you. Yeah.
The crown jewel of my individual issues I've collected, though, is forever probably going to be the one that almost got Marvel sued by Amy Grant.
Amy Grant, the number.
Yeah. Okay. That still to this day is my favorite individual comic I've ever gotten. And the sad thing is, I got it for like $12, so it really wasn't bad at all. And I can't believe it wasn't. I can't believe it wasn't going for more. But I guess I'm one of the 5 people on the planet who knows the history of that comic and that scandal intimately enough to know and care about it. So maybe that's why.
Yeah, but there are a few books that I've been looking at to send to Eric and to Maranya and to Venkman for being there on the auctions. It might happen after Christmas, not before that.
You should send him the Peter Hooten DVD of Doctor Strange.
I would kill all of you. Just the entire community would just be dead spontaneously. It'd be like Death Note. I'd write your names in a book, and then all of a sudden you'd collapse from a heart attack. I am not.
You don't like Peter Hooten. You don't like Cumberbatch either, do you?
No, because Cumberbatch was terrible. The one I like is what was his name? Was it? He also voiced Maranya. Help me out. He also voiced Iron Man in a couple animated animated shows. Was it John Vernon? I think it was John Vernon. He's the guy who voiced Doctor Strange in the Spider-Man animated series crossover. He is so far the best Doctor Strange we have gotten outside of the comics.
Oh, you're talking about the Ultimate Spider-Man?
No, I am talking about the animated series from the 90s.
Oh, the 90s. Oh, that one. Okay. I forgot.
The only good incarnation of Doctor Strange outside of the comics we've gotten so far, pretty much, is that version.
That was a weird episode with Carnage.
Yeah. Well, there you go, guys. Those are going to be the big dogs. I've already spoiled the surprise. But yeah, join us for the auction tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun, as it usually is, as we talk comics and I try to sell a few. So, and thank you very much for hanging out with us while we talked about the Marvel movies. And as always, thank you very, very much for watching. Have a good time.
Later, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, y'all. Yeah, I was waiting for it. Are you kidding me?
I did.